Welcome to the productivity vlog. Live the life you have imagined. I'm up against the odds today sharing today's video because it's beginning to rain here in the garden. The neighbour's dog is going crazy and the tumble dryer is going whoa, but we're going to persevere because I have the most exciting model to share with you. It is the very model of life itself. I learned it at school. It is the 7 characteristics of a living organism. And if you take those 7 characteristics and you apply them one by one to productivity, you will naturally be more productive. This is what I'm having to face today. Sometimes my art is not always appreciated. Hey, we pause, we refocus, and I share with you the 7 characteristics. Are you ready? Have you got your catchers out? Characteristic number 1, movement. Characteristic number 2, nutrition. There won't be a test. Characteristic number 3, reproduction. Characteristic number 4, excretion. Characteristic number 5, growth. Number 6, respiration. And number 7, sensitivity. What if you were to take that model of life and map it to productivity? Do you think we'd get better results? Of course we would. Imagine if you could turn up your life to 11 when it comes to the movement that you have. So let's just focus on movement for today, because entrepreneurs are always on the move. They're always moving towards more of what they want. They want something bigger, they want something better, they want something brighter. Bigger, better, brighter, moving towards those things. But today I want to talk about impact of physical movement on your productivity. I have a video on my phone of the most adorable creature. One of my granddaughters, Selena, is taking her first steps, and the look of joy on her face is something I am gonna treasure forever, because for her, movement means freedom, it means empowerment, it means throwing off all those things that have limited her before. There's no crawling now, there's no bum shuffling like kids do, there's no frustration because she can't get where she wants to get to. It's kind of like, wow, the world is now my oyster because I can walk. And there are a couple of other times in our lives for most of us where we have that sense of freedom enhanced times 10, times 11, times 100. For example, when you learn to ride a bike, there you've got movement again, but it's 10 times faster than when you can walk. Maybe it's walking, running, riding a bike. And then when you pass your driving test and you can drive, that's fantastic too. So I want to take that physical movement and talk to those of us who spend way too much time, is it too much time? A lot of time in front of the computer in a sedentary lifestyle where you're sitting most of the time. Now that's really, really bad for your productivity, because it's really, really bad for you physiologically. My heart, God bless it, has been pumping all my life when I'm asleep, when I'm awake, when I'm running, when I'm exercising, when I'm relaxing. But there's another system in my body called the lymphatic system that gets rid of poisons and toxins. It's got these amazing valves that help you flush out the rubbish. But it's only flushed by physical activity. So unless you have regular physical breaks, those toxins build up. And so work begins to become a pain in the neck, or even worse, a pain in the derriere. What I do then is I have on my desk a very old-fashioned hourglass timer. It's not actually an hourglass because it's a 45-minute glass. And it takes 45 minutes for the sand to go from one chamber to the other. Because 45 minutes is the key time frame for you to do work and then have a physical action break. If you want to energize your levels of performance and your productivity, you must take a physical break every 45 minutes to flush out those toxins. And then you're going to have a face like Selena, that joy of that energy, of that empowerment, of that liberation. But my brain breaks, as we call them the Brain Break Club, or Club 45, has jumped to a new level. So I promised you, if you listened to the podcast or you read the blog, I was going to show you some brain gym exercises. I'll just show you the one. Your motor cortex is amazing. So the left hand side of your motor cortex here controls the right hand side of your body. And the right hand side of your motor cortex here controls the left hand side of your body. So if you were to do something different with your left and your right, you would be switching on both sides of your brain. So I'm going to ask you to close your fist like that and put your thumb up on one side, and on the other side put your thumb down with your fist and your little finger out like that. And then what I'm going to ask you to do is swap them over. That's an exercise from Brain Gym, and it's harder than it looks. I've practiced a lot, and that's going to wake up both sides of your brain. So that's one thing you could do in a brain break. But the other thing that I've really been enjoying during the brain break is serotonin jumping. I learned from Dr. Hannah Beard that most of your happiness hormone, your serotonin, is not produced in the brain, but is actually produced in the gut. And by jumping up and down and lifting your hands up, you can have a serotonin release into your system. And I kind of like that. And there's this amazing guy that I reckon should have won the Eurovision Song Contest this year. It was the entry from Sweden. And he did this wonderful song, now John, called Lundvik, I think his name is John Lundvik, called Is It Too Late for Love? And it sounds a bit sad, doesn't it? But it was a really happy, bouncy song. And it's got 3 parts in the song where the drums kick in, boom, boom, boom. So what I've been doing when nobody's watching is bouncing around the kitchen to the drum bit, jumping up and down for my serotonin break as part of my brain breaks during the day. What I'm going to encourage you to do is look after your knees, go for walks, get physical exercise as part of your productivity regime. And then I promise you, amazing things are going to happen to your energy levels and your posture and your output. So that's step 1 of a 7-step model movement. In the next video, we're going to talk about nutrition, and we'll talk about it metaphorically in terms of our productivity, but also literally as well. What nutrition can I commit to boost my energy? Thank you very much for tuning in. If this is your first time, I'm going to ask you to subscribe and click on that little bell to get notifications so you never miss a fresh dish from the Productivity channel. And remember, what we're all about is this. We want to live the life that you have imagined, the life abundant. I'm Lex McKee. I love doing these things. I hope you love them too. Put a comment, subscribe, a like, anything you like to interact, because I want to hear from you. Have a great day.